everybody. Welcome back to Smiling with Erin D, and this is another recap of Ghost. This is a CBS original show, also on Paramount Plus, which is where I'm rewatching it to cover it with you. This is one of my favorite episodes. This is Alberta's Fan. It is season 1, episode 9. And I love Alberta. She is my favorite character. Her and Hetty make the funniest team ever. I just love them. This episode has a lot of ups and a few really funny lows. To begin, this episode starts with meeting a historian. A historian in what? Alberta, which disappoints Isaac a lot, because as soon as he heard historian, he comes running in the room, excited, thinking it's about him. But nope, it's about Alberta, who is absolutely thrilled and excited. Historian lets us know that there's an Alberta museum. Woo! Go Alberta. So that starts, and Alberta is thrilled. The man sits on the couch, talks to Sam about Alberta, as has she ever heard of her, and she's like, I might have heard of her. He talks about the museum a little bit. He talks about all these things he knows about Alberta. Alberta is thrilled through the moon that she hasn't been forgotten and that her life meant something. And she is floating on cloud 9, as they would say. Then Alberta remembers her trunk. She knows about her trunk, but she reminds Sam about her trunk and invites the man up to go see Alberta's trunk that is left there since Alberta passed away. The man is thrilled going through the trunk. We do learn that he has one of Alberta's toenails. Well, that's kind of gross. Jay is definitely grossed out by that, but he's a fan. We're going to let it go. Then he wants to stay the night at the what will be a B&B, and he offers $500, which Sam and Jay jump at. Jay doesn't so much jump as follow Sam's lead, but $500 is $500, so they're thrilled to do it in a way. As we get to know the gentleman a little bit more, we find out that the museum is actually in his garage. Well, in his mom's garage, because he lives at home. Alberta is disappointed and saddened and kind of embarrassed. It gets a little worse. This man has Alberta's face or image on his back, tattooed on his back, which makes for some really funny comments from the other ghost. Isaac likes to comment on it as they are in the kitchen scene, and he tells Alberta, I just saw you upstairs. And he goes, wait, nope, that was just your tattoo on his back. Alberta is not thrilled. Meanwhile, in the episode 2, Sam usually takes a walk with all the ghosts, but because they have a guest, she can't go for her usual walk with the ghost. So Hetty tells Thor they're not going for a walk. But Thor's like, no, let's go. Let's have a good time. We used to be close. Hetty's very confused by this. She's like, we were? But they go for a walk. Thor is definitely trying to bond with Hetty. Hetty could care less about his stories, and it's a little uncomfortable. And then she pretty much runs back to the house to get away from Thor. Thor looks heartbroken by this. We also get to meet the contractor's son, who can see ghosts, which isn't that cool. The ghost let Sam know that, yes, some little kids can see them. So that's kind of really neat. Most people just think it's an imaginary friend, but it's the ghost, really. We also see Thor kind of bonding with the youngster. He even lets him sleep in the bed, and he sings a song. And while he's singing the song, Hetty's in the background, and she recognizes it. She had seen Thor when she was a little girl, and Thor had put her to bed with the same bedtime story. And she remembers this now and remembers why Thor thought they were close at one point. Later, in a very funny, comedic sort of way, Thor tries to put Hetty to bed with the song, and they both agree it's just a little creepy at this age. So the relationship is really funny. Back to our historian of Alberta. He's upstairs with the trunk, and he's going through it, and then he remembers he doesn't have any pajamas. So Jay has to lend him some. Ooh. That's just creepy. Also, the historian has dinner with them, and Jay feeds him expired chicken. Ugh. Don't eat expired chicken. That's not good. Don't do that. And then later in the episode, he gets sick and rushed to the hospital, which of course they think is Jay's fault for feeding him expired chicken. But then there's a video that goes viral about the B&B. And in the video, which Sam and Jay are very concerned about watching, because it's gone viral, it's blowing up, which scares the ghosts because they don't know what that means on the internet. They think the house is going to blow up. But they find out that this gentleman drank some of the moonshine that was in Alberta's trunk because he wanted to put his lips where Alberta's lips had been. Ew, very gross. But then that had poisoned him. So it wasn't Jay's chicken. And Alberta is listening in. And they all find out that Alberta was murdered. All these years that she's been telling them it wasn't her heart that gave out. She was right. Somebody had actually tried to murder Alberta. And well, they succeeded. So Alberta finds out she was murdered. And she's thrilled that she wasn't wrong and that she was murdered. And she can now tell everybody and boast about it. A weird thing to boast about. But she's also really excited because her name is all over the internet and she's watching the numbers go up and she is thrilled because there's all these wonderful comments about Alberta and have you listened to her album and all these wonderful things. It is a funny episode and it's all about one of my favorites, Alberta. So definitely go check it out. It's a fun episode, really quirky, and one of the cherries on top was Thor and Hetty and their history together. I really enjoy when we get to see sort of flashbacks. Thanks everybody for joining. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. And find a reason to smile today. Bye everybody.